also want to talk about what percent actually means. So in our lab, we measured the mass of 5 kernels total. I just want to increase the sample size. I didn't want to measure 1 kernel at a time, but really it doesn't matter if we're measuring 5 kernels or 1 kernel. Based on the information, we can still find the percent of water without doing any extra funky math, okay? So let's assume that each kernel equals 5 grams, and I have 2 samples here. So this kernel, since there's only one, would weigh 1 gram. This kernel, or this sample rather, since we have 5 kernels, would equal 5 grams. So let's just say once we heated up the kernel, it popped into popcorn, and we lost all our water. Let's say that we lost 25% of the mass, meaning 25% of that kernel is water. Now that's pretty high. You should not get a number that high, but 25% is pretty easy to calculate. So our final mass when we measured the popcorn that created for this one would be 0.75 grams because we lost 0.25 grams. For this one, since we have 5 kernels and each one is losing 25% of its mass, we're really subtracting 0.25 times 5, which is 1.25. So 5 minus 1.25 would be 3.75 grams. So once I pop the popcorn and I measure it on the scale, I would expect to get 3.75 grams if it was made up of 25% water, which probably is not true. Okay? So to find the percent of water, remember we're taking part over whole. I'm taking the mass of water, which was 0.25, divided by the total, or the whole, which is the kernel mass, which is 1, and that equals 25%. For this one, the mass of my water was 1.25, and I'm dividing by the total 5 grams. If I plug that into a calculator and multiply by 100, you'll see that I also get out 25%. Okay, so percents are really cool because no matter what your sample size is, it's always going to be consistent. Now in real life, all popcorn kernels probably aren't the exact same. They probably all don't weigh the same mass. So that's where we get a little bit of variances, and that's why I said we're finding the average percent of water in popcorn. Now, we did 3 trials, okay? So I'm going to find the percent of water for those 3 different trials, and I'm going to get 3 numbers that might be different from one another. So let's say in trial 1, I got 25% water. In trial 2, with the information, I got 26% water. And in trial 3, I got 24% water. These 3 trials, between the 3, I can go ahead and find the average of them to tell me the average percent water in a popcorn kernel. So 25 plus 26 is 51, plus 24 is 75, divided by 3, because I have 3 trials here, would give me an average of 25%. Okay, and I chose nice and easy numbers, but as we know, we don't usually get nice and easy numbers in the lab, so it might not be this simple, but this should help you through the calculations section of the lab.